out of Mesa State. I don't even know what Mesa State is, but good for him. He caught 4 passes in his NFL career. And remember, Quinn kind of revamped everything. They went 5-12, and Daniels was hurt, so they've changed OCs. They fired Cliff Kingsbury, and they brought in David Blau, former quarterback. They fired the DC Joe Witt and went with Durante Jones, who's never done it before. He was under Brian Flores as the DB coach in Minnesota. So, it's funny the double standard too. When Steve Keim was the GM of the Chiefs, he got DUIs and plural, and he wasn't fired. But tight end coach, you're fired. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. pack time, and we'll do it again on Sports Byline.
Yeah, man, I hope we don't have brain damage.
Great way to end the show.
This is an all sports news sports update.
I'm Brendan Cafferty. Every sports fan has disagreed with an official's call. It's part of the excitement, and sometimes the frustration that comes with competition. But today's officials face challenges unlike anything previous generations experienced. The speed of modern sports has increased dramatically. Athletes are faster, stronger, and more skilled, leaving officials with only fractions of a second to make decisions that can influence the outcome of a game. At the same time, millions of viewers often watch those same plays from multiple camera angles, creating expectations that every call should be perfect. Technology has helped improve officiating in many sports. Instant replay, goal line technology, electronic line calling, and video review systems provide officials with additional tools to evaluate critical plays. Even so, the responsibility for managing the game, enforcing the rules, and maintaining fairness still rests with the officiating crew. Officials also spend far more time preparing than many fans realize. They attend rules meetings, review game film, participate in physical conditioning, and study changes to league policies throughout the year. Like athletes and coaches, officials constantly work to improve their performance. One growing concern across youth and amateur sports is recruiting the next generation of officials. Many organizations report declining participation, as increasing criticism and difficult working environments discourage new people from entering the profession. Athletic associations continue developing training programs while encouraging greater respect for the officials at every level of competition. Whether fans agree with every call or not, sports simply cannot exist without trained officials committed to applying the rules fairly and consistently. In other sports, youth sports continue evolving as organizations place greater emphasis on long-term athlete development rather than year-round competition. Many coaches now encourage young athletes to participate in multiple sports, helping them develop a broader range of skills while reducing the risk of overuse, injuries, and burnout. Sports medicine specialists also continue emphasizing proper rest, recovery, and age-appropriate training as important parts of athletic development. As youth sports continue growing, parents, coaches, and organizations increasingly share the goal of creating positive experiences that help young athletes enjoy competition while developing both athletic and life skills. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was the Roman poet Virgil who said, "Easy is the descent to hell. All night long, all day, the doors of dark Hades stand open. But to retrace the path, to come out again to the sweet air of heaven, there is the task, there is the burden. If I cannot move heaven, I will raise hell." We'll talk about that later, but now it's time for Rick Tittle and titillating sports on Sports Byline USA. Hey, thank you so much and welcome. Get my levels here. Rick Tittle with you. Live radio, obviously, downtown San Francisco, the home studios of the Sports Byline USA broadcast network. Nice to have you with us wherever you're listening in this great land of ours and so foreign lands. We are here for you. And we'd like to have you participate in the show if you would like. It is sports talk in its most pure and unadulterated sense. Meaning that if you want to chime in and talk football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, golf, tennis, auto racing, boxing, Olympics, quidditch, rollerball, chess, checkers, rugby, cricket, that type of stuff, then I am here for you. So please feel free to get in. Once again, 1-800-878-PLAY. We're going to start off the show with some open lines, and then at 9:25 Pacific time, we'll have some filmmakers. They have a short called King of the Iron Will, which was my nickname when I was a college lacrosse player. 9:40 will be our customary slot on a Tuesday with Karen Lyle and SalesforceTalk.com. Always a surprise guest, or not. We will find out at 9:40. Keeps us on our toes. Sierra Kile, the daughter of the late Darryl Kile, who died in his early 30s. You might remember the St. Louis Cardinals' outstanding pitcher. She has a charity related to that called Playing with Heart. We'll talk to Sierra in hour 2. We'll also have the Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, who will join us at 10:40, Super Bowl champ. And then J.D. Sharp's scheduled to appear in the third hour. But other than that, lots of open lines. 1-800-878-PLAY is the number to call. 1-800-878-7529. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renters Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Kick off the school year with Kohl's Friends and Family Sale. Because with 20% off styles kids love, they're not just going back, they're making an entrance. Save on jeans that turn hallways into runways. Tees that make them walk a little slower, for effect. Sneakers that say, I'm so back. And more confidence-inspiring looks for every grade at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles, 20% offer ends August 2nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Genius. The best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome. He's a genius.
You're now listening to The Rick Tittle Show. Good for you.
Listening to the Rick Tittle Show, you can also see MFS at, that stands for My Fine Self, on the Twitch and YouTube webcams, because a white dude in a Bass Pro Shop hat and reading glasses staring into a webcam. I mean, forget the Oscars. This is what it's all about. All right. I just want to start with something that I think is funny, because when somebody, opens up to the press and they're tongue in cheek, but they're also quite serious as well, then they have to walk it back, as we say. They got to say, never mind. Now, before I get into this, you might remember that when Kenny Dillingham, and I care about Arizona State football, it's one of the only college programs I actually care about. I care about them, and I kind of care about Cal. That's it. I don't live and die with either team because I'm not a college football guy. I grew up in a pro area where college football was fun, but it wasn't something that you worried about all night like I do with my my football team, my NFL team, I should say. But Kenny Dillingham last year when he signed his extension with Arizona State, he was at a press conference and he said, "Hey, you know how many rich people there are here in Phoenix and Scottsdale and Paradise Valley? Why doesn't somebody just step up? Come on, man. We can build a powerhouse here. We could be national champs. Throw your money in. Come on. If we want to compete with SEC schools, throw your money in. There are rich people out here. Where are you at?" And and everybody was like, well, he is right. That's a big difference between saying that and then saying what Josh Pastner said in Las Vegas. He was on the local affiliate, KNTV, and he was sitting at his desk. He's in his office, got the UNLV, Nike polo. He's trying to be honest. And he was talking to a reporter, Taylor Rocha. Maybe she says Roca. She's probably Rocha. But anyway, Taylor was in there. And, the pastor was talking about how, people were thinking about bringing an NBA franchise to Las Vegas. And he said, quote, "Buy the basketball team. It's legal now. You can be the owner of the UNLV Runnin' Rebels men's basketball team, and it's a lot less expensive. You don't have to spend over $1 billion to own our team. I'm asking for 10 to 12 million to own our team. You still get a great tax write-off, and you can be as involved, and you can tell everyone you're the owner of the team." Well, a lot of people, not just in South Nevada, but around college sports, were like, what the hell? So then today he said, "I want to clarify my recent comments regarding support, keyword, for the UNLV's men's basketball program. The Runnin' Rebels are not for sale. And my reference to an owner was meant to highlight the level of resources, sponsorships, and overall support needed to compete in today's evolving college athletics landscape, not to suggest anyone could own the program." So, but the fact that this remark needed clarification just shows how fluid the sports business model is in college sports right now. There are college schools taking money from private equity firms and breaking off athletics ownerships into these third-party entities. And having an owner isn't as far-fetched as it used to be. And that's what SEC schools are doing. Private equity, Big Ten as well. So, Pastor's statement finishes up. "It is an honor to serve as head coach of the Runnin' Rebels. This program belongs to UNLV, its students, alumni, fans, and the Southern Nevada community, and always will. I remain fully committed to representing the university with pride, supporting our student athletes in the classroom, and building a nationally competitive program alongside our athletics department and university leadership. We need everyone engaged to be successful." So it's kind of like Bill Clinton. Remember Bill Clinton says if you wanted to be gay in the military, he said, "How about don't ask, don't tell?" We won't ask you if you're gay, and then once you're in, just don't tell anybody you're gay. The worst Band-Aid for a wound of all time. Just don't bring it up. Then it won't exist. So I can't be my true self. Not if it's gay, you can't. At least why don't you wait till you get out of the military? But that's what this is. This is Don't Ask, Don't Tell when it comes to college sports now, because we know what a big business that it is, and we know the TV money that's coming in, and we know what 17-year-olds are getting paid to come to universities. I had a guy on my show last year named Kevin Kennedy, not the former Rangers manager, but the guy who runs the NIL for the aforementioned Cal football team and basketball team. And I was just saying, like, you know, there are a lot of old blues out there that have a lot of money, but this isn't the type of program that's going to throw cash around like that. And he said, yeah, we're trying to raise money. What do you think Ron Rivera, as the GM, is trying to do? And the fact that they held on to Jaron Segapolotele for another year, JKS was one of the most sought after quarterbacks on the West Coast. He's a Hawaii native. He committed to Cal, and then he switched to Oregon. And then Dante Moore said, I think I'll come back for one more year. And then he switched back. And then Dante Moore said, I think I'll stay for another year. And so, I mean, Cal lost their best two linebackers. It was Fraley kid. That was the whole hubbub between Ole Miss and Clemson. They lost, Olave to BYU. Cal is one of those programs you cherry pick. You know, it's not some joke program, but it's not a blue blood either. And so you see some fantastic talent at Cal, and you're like, well, I mean, first of all, you're not going to win anything there. Second of all, you're not going to get paid there. Why do you think Fernando Mendoza left? Right? He's getting paid. And so whatever they had to scramble together, and I know JKS's mom said, look, I want you to graduate from Cal. And he still got 3 years left. But that's also a powerful thing, too. It's like, you'll make money later, and you're already a millionaire. How much money do you want? Right. It just depends what you want to do. I saw that the Giants had like a 16th round pick, and he was going to go back to Wake Forest, and they talked him out of it by giving him like $1 million over slot. And then two guys said, I want to go back to college. That never happened, by the way. If people said, I want to go to college, that happened all the time. I mean, Sonny Gray sat down with me and he goes, I told everyone when I was a senior in high school and I was on Team USA, don't waste a draft pick on me. I'm going to Vanderbilt. The decision has already been made. You will literally be throwing away your draft pick. And some guys are that set in stone. But everybody else, I mean, Matt Olson had a scholarship to Georgia Tech. Addison Russell had a scholarship to Florida. You know, guys are signed up. Florida State, UCLA, great programs. You know, I'm going to Stanford. No, you're not. And so, anyway, I just think it's funny. Own the UNLV team. I didn't mean own. I meant support. Come on back.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
Lower your car payment today. Lower your car payment today. Yes, you heard us right. You can lower your car payment right now by making this free call and save up to $1,400 a year on your current car payments. Think about your current car payment right now. What's that costing you per year? Now think about what it would be like to put an extra $1,400 back in your pocket. That's the average savings our customers experience. We can help you drive the same car and pay less every month by lowering your car payment's interest rate to as low as 4.67%. At Rate Genius, we can work with you to refinance any car payment. If you qualify, it costs you nothing to find out how you can lower your car payment. To learn more, call this number right now.
800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. 800-832-2816. That's 800-832-2816.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. America, premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
I'm not insightful enough to be a movie critic. Maybe I could be a food critic. These muffins taste bad. Or an art critic. That painting is bad.
Why can't you say you talk to me? You're anything about someone else. When it comes home, your bed is on and I'll be gone. But I know my day will come. I know someday I'll be the only one. So now you wait for a spark.
I'm so disgusted by Rick Tittle that I find him very intoxicating.
Whatever works. Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome to the show filmmakers Liam James Collins and Scott Vickers. They have a brand new short medieval drama, which is going to be at Holly Shorts. It's entitled King of the Iron Will. And Scott has directed it, and Liam has written it, produced it, and has acted in it as well. Liam, let's start with you. When it's a labor of love like this, when it's your baby, obviously there's a lot of freedom to that, but also there's a lot of responsibility if it doesn't work. Luckily it did. But what's that pressure like knowing that if it fails, it's your failure?
Good day, listeners. Well, first and foremost, I'm glad that you're kicking off with that question because I was thinking about this a lot earlier today. I think one of the more significant things about independent film, especially when something is completely self-financed, such as this film, you have complete creative control. So even though it does come with that risk that you've just mentioned, if it goes wrong, it's on your shoulders and it's only your money that's going to be wasted. But the freedom that comes with that is really significant. So I think that outweighs the risk. But the key is to have a significant collaborative partner, which, of course, the collaboration partnership between myself and Scott Vickers is one that I find to be incredibly fruitful. And at this particular point in time, it's been flawless. And that has alleviated a lot of that fear as well.
Very good. And Scott Vickers joins us as well, who's directed it, as I mentioned. And Scott, how do you sometimes, because we've seen so many movies from this period, how do you sort of try to avoid the slipping into the tropes sometimes?
Well, make it fresh, and it's still extremely authentic. The storyline is authentic, and it's even though it's medieval, it is fantasy as well. So it is already different. We're not following any particular history book or anything like that.
it is very, very unique. Liam came up with this idea, and after being sent, since my first kind of foray into feature films, I've already been sent over 200, scripts to direct, and this was one of very few that I'd considered. And it's because it was just so epic and authentic and different. So there was never any worry for me that we'd be falling into anything cliche or trope-like.
It's interesting too, Liam, you wrote it Shakespearean, and so instead of saying, I don't know, why is it raining? Wherefore nature didst thou clouds burst? I mean, how was that laborious or was that easy for you?
I mean, interestingly enough, it's probably actually a better question for Scott, because my original version of the script was written in all modern day language. And I had done the first few versions like that, the first few drafts. And it was when I brought Scott on board as a collaborative partner that he was the one that had the initial idea of making it Shakespearean-esque. And at first, it scared us, to be completely honest. We took our shot. We changed it to make sure it was in Shakespearean language. But even after that, we were like, oh, my God, I don't know. Are we sure about this? And then it was after a few people that we trusted, including Charlie Creed Miles, like legendary British actor, read the script. And it was confirmation that it was bold and it was brave and it was exactly what we needed to stick to. But I think Scott could probably speak on that in more detail because, as I say, that was his brainchild.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, well, Shakespeare changed the world. He changed how we speak. He molded the English language, and it's such an incredible thing to do anything in the Shakespearean language, and it was an opportunity to use that. It's a beautiful way of describing and discussing and communicating that we had to have a go, and it's not really about. It's not about using it for the sake of it. It's about bringing the whole point of the story together. And part of that for me was using Shakespeare to help the storyline, to give it that gravitas, and also to celebrate Shakespeare as well. And it was challenging because Shakespeare is Shakespeare. He was a genius, and there's never been anyone like it since. But we like to say that we're inspired by Shakespeare. We worked at it very hard. I did the first pass, but we then brought it back a little bit, didn't we, Liam, to make it a little bit more understandable. We didn't go full on Shakespeare because it's almost at times like a different language.
It's interesting too, Liam, when you think about, like, when people say, oh, Shakespeare invented words, we're like, oh, they must be grandiose. No, he invented lonely. He invented uncomfortable. He invented assassination. He invented majestic. I mean, so did you ever get a little clever and say, maybe I will coin a new word here?
I'm not that smart. But, however, to touch on that, this really felt like very much a reclaiming of that Shakespearean language for the working people. Me and Scott are very proud working class filmmakers, director Scott, me an actor, both producers. And Shakespeare itself, and let's talk about the Globe and the Royal Shakespeare Company and Shakespeare's plays have kind of merged their way into this part of culture that seems like it's only acceptable for the middle classes, the upper classes, to, in a very academic way, look at it and go, yes, I understand what he means by that. But we must remember that those plays were the soap operas of the day. They were for the working people to have some entertainment after a hard day's work. And I think we resonate with that so much that we wanted to reclaim some of that language.
Very good. And then for you, Scott, because I think most filmmakers, correct me if I'm wrong, you start off in your brain thinking this is a feature, 90 minutes, 2 hours. When did you guys all say it's a short, or was it always a short?
It was always a short. We wanted the ability to express ourselves and make what we want to make. Because when you make a feature, when you make TV, there's a million people, there's investors, there's so many people that have a say. Liam and I wanted to make something that we had complete creative freedom over. And that's what was really attractive to me when Liam brought this project to me. Because when I started to do features, I've been in TV, I've done features, you kind of think, that's it, I'm never going to do shorts anymore. But actually, there is a place for shorts. And that's exactly what it did for us. We were able to do what we wanted, have creative freedom. there's so many politics and things and all that stuff in TV and film nowadays, and we just wanted to do what we wanted to do. And as working class guys, working class background, nothing's ever been handed to us. Neither of us went to any posh stage school or film school. We just worked at it, and we're both very similar in that way. And we thought the best thing we can do is make a short, and that's what we did.
And then one final question, Liam, you mentioned Charlie Creed Miles, and I think a lot of Americans know him from Peaky Blinders. And I mean, that is a real get. How did you acquire him?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, Charlie was at the top of our list. I mean, Charlie's a legendary British actor. You know, we're talking Peaky Blinders, as you've mentioned, The Fifth Element. He played a significant part in Nil by Mouth, the only film for Gary Oldman to ever direct. And he really is a staple of the British film industry. And the thing that really has interested me about Charlie is that when I look at Charlie, I see a medieval king. Like, I see someone that has that gravitas, and he's got that venom as well. But he's never been cast in a role like that. And I think it's all too common that, you know, you'll do a part, it will become popular, and then all of a sudden all you get offered is the exact same part for the next 10 years. So I wanted to offer Charlie something that he hadn't done before, that I can see him thriving in. And so, to be dead honest, it was as simple as send the script to his agent, and of course we're very proud of the script. Charlie reads it, he's blown away by it, he agrees to do it, and it was as easy as that.
And then here we are at Holly Shorts, King of the Iron Will, by our guests, Liam James and Scott Vickers. And gentlemen, I spent a lot of time in England. I have a lot of friends there. And so I'm sorry it didn't come home, but at least we have the 6 goals against France, right?
And we got another 4 years. Maybe we'll get better.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, you guys, and have fun at the festival.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Sure, no doubt. And it is crazy when I just touched a few words just by adding, adverbs. Like, as I said, lonely, Shakespeare invented it. Bedazzled, assassination, zany. Zany is his word. That's from Love's Labor's Lost. In a pickle, love is blind. The world is your oyster. Those are all Shakespearean terms. Now, there are some people, especially nowadays, they like to say, I have proof that Shakespeare didn't write that stuff. Who cares? I actually went to Avon, Stratford-upon-Avon, or as we say here in America, Avon lady. And I went to the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, and they were doing a non-Shakespeare play that night, and it sucked. And that here I am all the way up in Stratford-upon-Avon. I go to the RSC, and it's, Porky's by Rick Tittle. It was pretty bad. It was actually a Narnia play, and it sucked. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back. We'll get on the waves with Karen Lyle.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
I get a lot of calls from people across the country who are suffering from the affliction of IRS tax debt. Hi, I'm the tax doctor. Call me right now. My team specializes in helping people over the age of 50 solve their tax problems. And the bigger your tax problem is, the more money you can save. If you owe the IRS money, or you're about to owe the IRS money, or even if you need to file years of unfiled returns, call us right now. Our friendly, highly trained representatives are waiting right now to take your call. Over the years, we've helped thousands of people just like you stop the tax liens, wage garnishments, and harassing phone calls. You don't need to send the IRS a big fat check. We can negotiate a lower amount. That's what we guarantee for you. So call us right now.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard me.
The dulcet tones of Criss Cross. Welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast and around the world on American Forces and off the coast as well. We usually go Tuesdays at 9:40 Pacific because we talk to our friends at SailSportsTalk.com. Once again, SailSportsTalk, all one word, .com. And we have Karen Lau back with us, who co-hosts this segment with me. How you doing, Karen?
I'm doing great. I'm on the San Francisco Bay side of the world now, and I am really pleased to be out sailing yesterday and here talking to you today. And we are also bringing in a wonderful friend of ours that we've interviewed on the show before, the International Yachting Fellowship of Rotarians Commodore for the San Francisco Fleet, Allison Healy. And she actually has been on the East Coast with and on and arranging logistics for and watching fireworks and climbing the mass of tall ships for the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence along the East Coast. So I think that she's with us. Allison, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
It is so great to have you, and I'm just so envious. I wanted to be with you on the East Coast, but I was on the West Coast producing the Fillmore Jazz Festival at the same time. So you're back, and you've had adventures.
It was one of the most exciting months of my entire life. It really was. 20 countries came together with 70 vessels by the time we got up to Boston to celebrate the 250th of our country and of the Navy. And it was such a model for developing tolerance and understanding each other and sharing life. It was so beautiful and so exciting.
This is Rick Tittle. Welcome, Allison. When I heard I was getting the IYFR Fleet Commodore, I had to Google what that meant. And as Karen just said, the International Yachting Fellowship of Rotarians. So if you would, for the ignorant people like me, I know that the Rotary Club is a sort of a humanitarian, charitable organization / clubs, and they've been around in many countries over the years. But how would you explain the Rotary Club and the Rotary Fellowships? What are they all about?
Did we lose Allison?
She was so offended by that question.
Oh, no. Well, while Dominic's trying to get her back,
Wait, I think we have her. Allison?
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted you. I don't know if you heard my question. I just was wondering.
Yes, I did.
What are the Rotarians? Who are you guys?
Well, Karen was starting to answer that. Why don't you go ahead, Karen? I'll jump in.
Allison says that because I brought her in as Commodore, and I was the Commodore before her of the.
You're the guilty one.
That's right. I was the guilty one. I'm totally responsible. So the Fellowship of Rotary, the IYFR, is the oldest standing fellowship of Rotary International. It started in 1940s in England, and when they have these conventions, the 3,000 plus Rotary clubs come together and descend on a city and have a convention every year, an international convention. Well, it was at one of those that people got together and went out on a boat, and someone said, "Hey, why don't we raise a Rotary flag, Burgee, on this boat?" And then they realized that a lot of them liked sailing and so forth, and it was really, really quite fun. And so the International Commodore for the Amerigo Vespucci was in Italy with me on the boat, one of the former ones. And Allison, when you were out there, was the Amerigo Vespucci there? Did it come?
Yes, it did. And I have to say, it lived up to its reputation as probably the most beautiful tall ship in the world. It was just magical to see it.
I got to ask for the third time because now I have to know. My question was, what is the Rotary Club?
Well, Rotary Club itself is the largest nonprofit in the world. It exists in probably every country. And I would certainly say in the United States, virtually every city is a club. And each of the clubs decides what kinds of things it wants to do on a local, national, and international level to contribute to making the world a better place. But one of Rotary's main purposes is peace and international goodwill. And that's how yachting becomes part of Rotary, and that's how tall ships in particular are part of Rotary, because their mission is to sail for peace and international understanding.
Allison, you were arranging for the logistics of these ships. Did you start in Boston? Tell us what the route was that the ships took.
Many of the ships started in New Orleans, but it was a small number compared to what we ended up with by the time we got to Boston. I started in Norfolk, Virginia, and then we went to Baltimore, and then New York, and then finally Boston was the last port, although 4 of the vessels went to Quebec after. Otherwise, they all started traveling individually. And different ships joined in different ports, but there was a core of, I'd say, 20 Class A tall ships that moved between those 4 main ports for usually a 5-day event. It culminated in Boston, where they tracked 4 million people participating in the event.
Speaking with Commodore Allison Healy, Rick Tittle, and Karen Lyle with you. And I love the fact that you still have Commodore, because when my dad was in the Navy in the 50s, they were just starting to phase out that rank. Why do you guys still rock it? Because I think it's kind of cool.
My understanding is that Commodore is a rank between captain and admiral, and I know that some of the navies still use it. I was speaking to a friend of mine who is a Commodore in Colombia, for example, in the Colombian Navy. But Karen, you may have more history than I do on that.
So yeah, the Commodores actually, they still use it in the Royal Navy as well, and also in the Air Force they have the Commodores. But in America they dropped the Commodore, and so the yachting organizations picked it up. And actually, it may have been simultaneously, because I know the Royal Thames Yacht Club, even though there are Commodores in the Royal Navy, they do still have a Commodore of the club as well, a Rear Commodore and a Commodore now. So it might have been just simultaneously, but just basically, it's the role of being the president of the yacht club is where it is in our case for IYFR. It's of the fleet that represents about 36 Rotary clubs here in the Bay Area.
Well, now in America,
And-
the Commodores sing Brick House.
Well, I think every Commodore anywhere in the world knows how to party.
So if you could, if you could, Allison, tell us some of the nuances and challenges of the tall ships, because as they always say, they look wonderful in port, but that's not what they're for. So what are, I mean, you think about all the different types of sails. I mean, it seems mind-boggling.
Well, it is, and I don't profess to know all of it, but I can comment on a few things I experienced personally. One is I was asked to help make a sail for the Ecuadorian naval tall ship. They're just branding the whole country with a new logo and colors. And so, with all of this exposure and also being in the World Cup, they wanted to take advantage of the attention they were receiving. So, we had a bright yellow sail made, a staysail, and we had a short timeline, so we had it made in Australia, and then it was shipped to San Diego where it got the logo, and then it came to me in New York, and then I had to pick it up and I had to drive it, and then it had to go by boat to the ship at anchor, and that's how they got their identifying sail, which was like a flag for them. So that's just one example of the logistics and complexities involved. I also dealt with getting them fuel and water and food and taking crew members to the hospital if they had been hurt or were sick, and really dealing with every sort of thing in between going to events where there were everything from admirals to elected officials to people who had been working on these events for up to 6 years long. And the logistics of getting them in and out of the port, I can't even begin to imagine when we came into New York and they were docked all over the place in New Jersey and Brooklyn, in Manhattan and Staten Island, how many pilots they had to use and the coordination of those pilots, which board the ship just to bring them into their dock. And then usually they would have to leave and go to another ship for an event like this. So everything had to be timed. And of course, the rest of the maritime traffic was still doing its own thing throughout all of this, and getting everyone in their berth on time to have their diplomatic receptions and whatnot was quite a feat to watch. I have to say, it was really impressive.
And Karen, we have time for one more question.
Allison, what was one of the most memorable moments you had on the 4th of July? On which ship were you on, and what was a moment that you're going to treasure?
Well, for me, it was seeing the Ecuadorian ship with the sail that I assisted in making, because it represented a really tiny country that almost nobody knows anything about, and it brought them attention. And I thought, this is part of what this is about, everybody being equal. And all of a sudden, there they were on center stage. And you can hear it in my voice, I was so touched, because they're the little guy.
Allison Healy, IYFRSF Fleet Commodore, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Allison, thank you for sharing. I look forward to sailing with you soon.
Yes. Be well, everybody. Fair winds.
Okay, thank you. And Karen, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We will come back on Sports Byline.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. That's 800-690-8223.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
I hope I don't see you for a while. Getting sick of you.
Take your sick ass in the hospital.
I don't want to walk around with them. 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 I don't want to walk around with them.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
All right, thank you for that. And we got another couple hours to go. In the next hour, we'll have the daughter of the late pitcher Darryl Kile, Sierra Kile, talking about a charity in his honor. We'll also have Terrell Davis, the former Super Bowl winner and Hall of Famer. We'll have him on. The Buffalo Bills unveiled one of their, I don't know, what do you call it? City Connect, Color Splash, whatever the name is these days, alternate uniform. They have a royal blue helmet, and it's just like the horn of the bull. Did you say something? It's all crackly. Sorry, Dominic's chiming in here.
Better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, they're called Color Rush. You were almost
Color Rush. What did I say? Color Splash?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. But the reason I bring it up is because they're all gray, and they went out of their way of saying, we're not adding anything like how when the Niners added black, that has nothing to do with the Niners. And I'm like, well, Stanford went black. Everybody goes black because that's cool and what sells. True. But the reason I bring it up is not just because they have these gray uniforms. It's because they say the alternate uniform for Nickel City. And I'm like, all right, hold on a minute. Before I look this up, think about it. I have never heard that term. And I'm like, oh, I get it. The Buffalo Head Nickel. I don't think there's a mint there. I think there was just nickels with buffaloes on them because that was the prevalent animal of the Great Plains, basically about 2/5 of this country. And I read enough history books to know that when the Intercontinental Railroad came in, people would just for fun shoot buffaloes out the window of the train as they drove by. That's fun until they were basically extinct. Yeah. But anyway, Nickel City. I had never heard that term for Buffalo below, but I know that this brand new stadium that they've built inside, it was kind of cool. Inside, they have this giant folding table. It's like, I don't know, 15 feet high and maybe, I don't know, 40 feet long, but that it's cracked in the middle and it kind of stands above a concession area, which is commemorating the jackasses who jump off roofs onto card tables. Somehow that's a Buffalo thing. But this reminds me of the Bill Burr line. He's like, ladies, when you drive by a Buffalo Wild Wings and 300-pound guys are bumping stomachs going, that guy's on my fantasy team. That guy's on my fantasy team. He goes, how do you lose to these guys? How do you ever okay. Nickel City, baby. I've always called Buffalo that. Come on back.
This is an all sports news sports update.
I'm Brendan Cafferty. Every sports fan has disagreed with an official's call. It's part of the excitement, and sometimes the frustration that comes with competition. But today's officials face challenges unlike anything previous generations experienced. The speed of modern sports has increased dramatically. Athletes are faster, stronger, and more skilled, leaving officials with only fractions of a second to make decisions that can influence the outcome of a game. At the same time, millions of viewers often watch those same plays from multiple camera angles, creating expectations that every call should be perfect. Technology has helped improve officiating in many sports. Instant replay, goal line technology, electronic line calling, and video review systems provide officials with additional tools to evaluate critical plays. Even so, the responsibility for managing the game, enforcing the rules, and maintaining fairness still rests with the officiating crew. Officials also spend far more time preparing than many fans realize. They attend rules meetings, review game film, participate in physical conditioning, and study changes to league policies throughout the year. Like athletes and coaches, officials constantly work to improve their performance. One growing concern across youth and amateur sports is recruiting the next generation of officials. Many organizations report declining participation, as increasing criticism and difficult working environments discourage new people from entering the profession. Athletic associations continue developing training programs while encouraging greater respect for the officials at every level of competition. Whether fans agree with every call or not, sports simply cannot exist without trained officials committed to applying the rules fairly and consistently. In other sports, youth sports continue evolving as organizations place greater emphasis on long-term athlete development rather than year-round competition. Many coaches now encourage young athletes to participate in multiple sports, helping them develop a broader range of skills while reducing the risk of overuse, injuries, and burnout. Sports medicine specialists also continue emphasizing proper rest, recovery, and age-appropriate training as important parts of athletic development. As youth sports continue growing, parents, coaches, and organizations increasingly share the goal of creating positive experiences that help young athletes enjoy competition while developing both athletic and life skills. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott chose the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Hey, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Coming up, we have Sierra Kile on the other side. Playing with Heart is the charity that she works with in honor of her dad, who died at the age of 33 of a heart problem. And we'll get into it with her. Of course, near and dear to her, obviously. Terrell Davis, the Hall of Fame running back, will run into this show at 10:40. Third hour, lots of open lines at 1-800-878-PLAY. You know, just wondering, I sit here at 300 Broadway. It's an old building. It's an old print shop. The League of Nations was printed in this building, so slightly historic, Bueller. And upstairs, it sounds like they're putting in a new floor or whatever they're doing to the offices above, but luckily, it doesn't get into these soundproof studios, knock on wood, but if you walk out of the door to the rest of the office, it sounds like someone, as Woody Allen said, is sawing a violin. It's like they're sandblasting the floors, and they have people bringing in pyramid blocks and having huge cryptics from Stonehenge dragged in. And I understand that you might have a week or two. This is months of good Lord. I do remember at 95.7, we were in our old studios on 3rd and Howard here in San Francisco, and one night I was in my chair, and I'm not exaggerating, they were working underneath us. You hear those banging, and the high bar stool I was in went up. Like, I felt it go boom, and it bumped me up. Like somebody was hitting from underneath with a sledgehammer, and I jumped out of my chair, and there were like 30 seconds of dead air. I'm not going down with the ship. I'm not the captain of the Titanic. And I was like, holy crap. So anyway, I just realized, too, that these aren't anecdotes at all. But how does it take more than too much of in an office building? Come on back.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
Every champion has a team behind them. And for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Hour 2 of titillating sports. You thought it couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Couldn't get any better, but it's better. Rick Tittle is back. He's so great. I can't believe how awesome he is. More sports talk, yes. Hour 2 of titillating sports.
Hey, check out Channel 9. Check out Rick Tittle.
Thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast. And if we get our guest, we will pick her up and throw her on the air. I always feel like, and I'm sort of exacerbating this, but it got out there from Danica Patrick today. Remember, we were talking about how Aaron Rodgers, because he publicly put on social media pictures of him with his mom and his dad and his brother and his niece and nephews, and sort of like, all right, we're back together. And we talked about how last year his dad went to Edgewood for the American Century Championship, and he saw him there, and they hugged and they kind of talked. And it had been over a decade during the self-imposed excommunication Aaron Rodgers had with his family. Well, we also know, because they were both famous public figures, especially in the athletic world, is that he used to be in a relationship with Danica Patrick. And excuse me. And he was also with Olivia Munn for a while, who now has kids with John Mulaney. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is married. He had Shailene Woodley, the actress, but now he's married to a mystery woman. Not a mystery to him. But anyway, The Spun is I guess, some sort of news outlet, and Danica Patrick was interviewed about the 2-year relationship and about how when they broke up, she said, quote, "Because it was sudden, it felt like that was my life." So when you live with somebody, it's your whole life. And because the nature of the relationship was so emotionally abusive, so that wore me down to nothing. People could never imagine that I would lack any confidence or belief in the simple things about who I am. Everything was torn to bits. Yeah, he leaves a trail of blood. I don't think I'm saying too much earth-shattering stuff after there's been enough out there. Mike, and like I said, I've just reiterated it, but she went public with it, so you can see it if you want. But what relationship, when you live together with someone, what other relationship? It's not ha funny, but what other relationship isn't completely devastating when you live with somebody? I mean, I would imagine even if it was amicable, it's still got to leave a scar, a void, some hurt, to get completely reacclimated to, sometimes even completely starting over. And if you want to say he was an a-hole and emotionally abusive, but to say he leaves a trail of blood, I think that's a bit dramatic, because she didn't bleed. So it's an expression. And I'm sure she meant it as an expression. But I think the timing of it, it's finally, I'm in my last season. I told the Steelers, this is it. And then she's got to bring that. And maybe it's because of that very fact that he is, made up with his family. And she probably thought, I still hate him. I mean, a lot of times in relationships, here I am giving advice on this, but a lot of time in relationships, you could have one party cheat on the other and blame the party that didn't cheat, and then act like that person was the problem. Well, I only cheated because you were so shut off. I'm like, what now? The fact of the matter is, no matter what, and I think a lot of people are shocked when I hear this, the only people that know about a relationship are those two people. Nobody else. And it doesn't matter if one wants to yak to all of his or her friends, and then they give advice like, well, then you should do this, or you should do that, or you should see this therapist, or you should read this book. No one knows. No book knows. No therapist knows. No friend knows. Only you two know. And then you make your own rules. It's like, well, my friends say that if you really love me, then you can bring your. No, that's not the way it works. So anyway, I just I've always liked Danica Patrick, and not just because she's aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, she's very beautiful, but I just always admire her because she's a badass. Do you know how hard it is to make the NASCAR circuit? It's easier to be a big league baseball player, and that is impossible. But when you talk about the numbers, there are only so many slots. There are way less slots than team sports. And so then to consistently survive on that tour, literally and figuratively, and then also to win stuff. So she's an incredibly talented stock car driver. And of course, she had a foray into open wheel as well. So incredibly talented. And yes, the advertisers love her as well because she's really good looking and she's got a great personality and she's got a great smile. And why wouldn't she cash on in those things? She'd be dumb not to cash in on when people say, "Look, you're pretty. Why don't you be the GoDaddy spokesman, whatever." I mean, on the one hand, I feel sorry for her in the fact that she admits, which I thought is poignant. It is poignant when you say people would say, "Well, why? What's wrong with you? How can you lose confidence and be torn to shreds?" Well, when you make that leap and you give your heart to someone else, it's made of glass. You give it to them on a velvet pillow. You go, "Can you be careful with this? I'll try to be careful with yours. Can you not smash it and jump up and down on it?" And if one of those other people do jump up and down and smash that heart, it doesn't matter how successful or how rich or how confident, you're going to feel very devastated by that. And then because that's all you see, that's all you think about is this relationship, blah, blah, blah. And that's why even if you have a different job and a different life and whatever, you put a lot into it. You invest a lot into it emotionally. So anyone, it's better the old Shakespeare again, better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. There are a lot of people who just get burned and they're like, "That's it, I'm done. I'm not doing that again. I'm just not doing that again." I'd rather feel numb and empty, but at least I don't have anxiety and horror and people crying and people throwing plates or whatever's going on in your life, right? It's like I would rather not deal with any of that. And I'd rather just sit, watch the All-Star game with some chips, dip, and a beer and not have any of that anxiety. And that does sound very blissful. So that's the risk you take. So I feel bad for her that that relationship devastated her, but I just tell her to get in line. That's every relationship. You run that risk. Not too many people in this world, and there are some, but not too many people in this world, even if it's completely amicable, say, "I think we're done here. Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, let's be friends." Okay. I mean, it does happen. I don't know how those things happen. I was like, "Oh, let's just be friends. I'll be a wingman for you. I'll help you get new girls." Cool, dude. We shouldn't ruin our friendship because of the relationship. If you can pull that off, great. So I'm just saying, for Danica Patrick to do that in public, I think is lame. If someone said, "Do you want to talk about your relationship with Aaron?" You think she'd say, "Well, that's private." Do you want to talk about your relationship with Aaron and just say, "Yeah, it was a bad breakup and it left me very depressed." Okay, fair enough. But when you say you were emotionally abused and I left a trail of blood, well, now you're saying he's a bad guy. And I'm not saying she's lying. He might have been the biggest a-hole and shredded her and ripped her and made her feel teeny and made her feel not important. Whatever, anything, people's buttons when you get to that point. Living together 2 years, you know the things to say to make them feel really sad. But I'll just say, I bring it up, it's super lame to go to the national media and then say that Aaron Rodgers is a giant a-hole. I'm just saying. All right, I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We'll come on back on Sports Bar.
Thinking about you for quite a while. You're on my mind.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. America. Premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
By noon, I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, but you give them a good shaking, they'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand a word you just said.
Who cares about anything else when you've got Rick Tittle on the radio?
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you coast to coast and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. You might remember Darryl Kile. We're about the same age, and I've followed his career. A guy who made it to the big leagues as a young man, pitched a no-hitter with the Astros, three-time All-Star, also played for the Rocks, and ended up with the St. Louis Cardinals. And then at the age of 33, when they were in town to play the Cubs, he didn't show up to Wrigley, and they found out that he had died in his sleep in the hotel room because of heart problems. And to join us right now, I'm very happy to have her, is Darryl's daughter, Sierra Kile, because she is here because she's doing something about it along with Merck. They started this last year. It's a program initiative called Playing with Heart, raising awareness for ASCVD, LDL, and some of these other things we don't know because we should know about them. Sierra, welcome to the show. When did it come together with Merck where you were like, you know what, I don't want other families to go through this same kind of thing?
Hi, it's great to be here. Obviously having lived in San Diego for a really long time too, and being able to be at the game tomorrow is amazing. But this started last year, which, it means a lot to my family. I think growing up and my dad passing away from a heart attack as an active baseball player, just, it kind of rocks your family. So when Merck reached out with Women's Heart to kick off this program, starting with the Cardinals last year, which was the team my dad was with when he passed, just meant the world. Just getting to spread awareness with this program, just about, high bad cholesterol and getting to a doctor just to learn about, your own cholesterol. It's just a message that means a lot, and being able to continue to spread my dad's legacy it means the world. So this has been an amazing year, and I'm excited to continue to see where it goes.
It's interesting too because for over a decade, here's this 6'5" guy, one of the best pitchers in baseball, and you wouldn't know that he walked on in junior college. We don't even have 30 rounds anymore. He was a 30th round pick. He really overcame a lot in his career. What was that work ethic like? And can you kind of feel it in your DNA now, that work ethic?
It's always really cool to hear that about my dad. I think doing that 30th round, making it out of the minors as quick as he did, throwing a no-hitter, and really just his career. But, really past that, I think I've heard from a lot of his former teammates just how amazing of a player and teammate and friend he was. And that's really the stories that I think have continued to kind of carry him and his name just over the last 20 years. My mom tells me so much about him. But it's really cool. My little brother played baseball through community college for a little bit. I played beach volleyball in college for a little bit. And I think just, hearing how hard my dad worked really just, I think, inspired my brothers and I and my family. And, just like I said, just such amazing stories about him. It's really cool. And it's almost like, he's been here this whole time. So.
Well, I just wondered too, like I know you were only 5, but how hard it was for maybe your mom and the Cardinals family, because, guys, world-class athletes don't die of coronary artery disease at 33. So I'm sure there was fake news, like what was going on, were there drugs or this? And it's like, no, his arteries were completely clogged. I mean, what did you ever ask your mom about that process and trying to find out what the heck happened?
Well, it's hard. Athletes have their physicals, and he seemed fine. And that's the biggest thing, I think, with bad cholesterol is you feel fine, and you could be fine. As you can see, he was an athlete, and, he wasn't. His dad also passed away early from a heart attack, and his dad passed away from a heart attack. So it's scary to think about, especially with my brothers and I. Just, that's why we're really just on top of getting to the doctor and getting checked. And I think, like I said, working with Merck and Women's Heart to spread that message means so much. But it's scary just to know also just how many people could, be at risk and not know. Like I said, my mom, she tells me stories, and I actually met a lot of the players that played with my dad last year, and they still get emotional talking about him. And I think it's just that impact and that shock. It just doesn't go away however many years later. And my mom is just an amazing woman for, raising my brothers and I through that.
What are may I ask, personal question, your memories of your dad, like being in clubhouses, being on the field, being at all-star games, things like that?
I think it's actually really hard. I don't have many left. There's like one or two, I think, mainly of like him coming home from games, and, he traveled a lot, so I'd be at the house, whether it's my mom or the nanny, but, it's more just, I think I've heard stories, and my mom tells me about them all the time, and so it's almost like, they're my own memories, and there's videos and things, but it's unfortunate I don't have much left, so being a part of this program, it means a lot, especially, like I said, I was so young, but it's really cool to feel like I still know him and making memories even with him not here.
I know Adam Wainwright is involved as well, and I've had Adam on the show in the past. He seems like such a great guy, and he and his wife have done so much for charity as well. What's it like when you do? I say Cardinals family. Look, they're players, they're coworkers, but in times like this, they do feel like family. What's it like having guys like Adam involved?
It was really cool. Adam was a part of it last year, and I mean, he's so amazing, and everyone I've met so far through this process has been just so great. And I think it shows how tight-knit the baseball community is. I mean, it's been over 20 years, and these guys are getting involved in a program for my dad and, sharing their story and being a part of something really important. And I think it's really cool to see. And I think talking to other players who've had similar history or have known someone that has gone through a heart attack or them themselves. And I think, like I said, it just really shows how tight knit the baseball community is. And I think that's just been really cool to see just through all of this.
So tell us a little bit more. I mentioned some of these things, the atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease and also low density lipoprotein, which is what's known as bad cholesterol. What are some of those like cruxes that bring on the bad heart conditions like this?
So I think really it's just, like I said, having, it happened to my dad and him having a heart attack, and, everyone is so different. And I think my mom, ever since it happened, has been really on top of my brothers and I. Like I said, just taking that first step and getting to the doctor. And I think through all of this, just the biggest message I want to spread to everyone is not waiting until it's too late to go get your own cholesterol checked and your body, because heart attacks are just so prevalent and you could feel fine. So you really don't know what's going on until you talk to a doctor. And it's a simple but powerful message, I think, that hopefully reaches a lot of people. But like I said, my mom and my brothers and I have always been on top of getting to the doctor, just knowing what happened to my dad. But obviously would hope that, that doesn't have to happen to someone else.
And look, in the grand scheme of things, too, I know this might sound cheesy. It's not intended that way, but people will live 100 years and never do anything like what your dad did. And we're all here for a temporary time. And what an amazing life he had with 3 beautiful children, a 3-time All-Star, getting married, living his dream for over a decade. I mean, it was short, but what an amazing life he had.
He really did, and I think just the legacy he's left behind has been amazing. Obviously, after he passed, my family moved to San Diego, and my mom remarried, and I love my dad, and he's been so supportive of just making sure that we continue to hear about him and learn about, just his life, and even keeping in touch with my uncles. And it's just been really cool to see how involved we are still in just everything that he did. And like I said, seeing the support and just the impact that this program has had and using his story, it's just been amazing. Working with other ballparks, other players, just being able to talk about my dad and use his story to hopefully reach as many people as possible. Playing with Heart has been just such an amazing program for my family, and I can't wait to see it continue to reach others.
We've been speaking with Sierra Kile, Playing with Heart, in cooperation with Women Heart and also pharmaceutical company Merck as well. Sierra, thank you for spreading the word. I'm sure it's going to help, and you also have been, I'm sure, an inspiration to a lot of people out there. So continued the good work, and hopefully we'll catch up down the road.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and excited to continue to see where this goes.
All right, good stuff. And it's hard to believe it was over 20 years ago, man. And it's Joe Girardi, who's a St. Louis guy. He was playing on the Cubs at the time. He was the guy that came into the clubhouse and he was crying. He goes, "The game is called off. The commissioner said it's called off. I can't tell you what it is, but everybody pray for the Cardinals family." And they're like, "What?" And then Joe Buck had to announce what it was. Jack Buck died 4 days before that. So that was a very rough week in St. Louis. All right, when we come back, we will have the Hall of Famer Terrell Davis. He will join us right here on Titillating Sports.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by 2 young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset? All In Lid isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain.
Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. AllInLid.com. Be sure to check it out. AllInLid.com.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
Teams have 4 attempts to move the ball 10 yards. So if you see a graphic on your screen that says first and 10, that means it's the team's first attempt to get 10 yards.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
All right, thank you for that. And we're looking for Terrell Davis. And if we get him, we'll pick him up and we'll throw him on the show. 1-800-878-PLAY. You might remember a few years ago, Northwestern, which is a brainiac school, they decided that, and it's so funny because it's in the Midwest, but at the time that was Northwestern thought that they would start a union for their football players. And that sort of sent reverberations around college football. We'll get back to that in a minute. But Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, and around the world on the American Forces Radio Network. It's our pleasure to welcome the Hall of Famer Terrell Davis to Super Bowl rings as well. And he's here to talk about TD, not touchdown, but he's here to talk about tardive dyskinesia. Dyskinesia. Sorry, Terrell, it took me a second there. I guess that's why you're here to talk about it. Let people know what it is, right?
Yeah, you said it, man. People think with like TD, they think, all right, Terrell Davis, the touchdowns, but no, man, I'm here. I'm partnering with Teva Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness for, we call it the other TD, and tardive dyskinesia. Tardive dyskinesia.
There you go.
And what it is a chronic movement disorder, and it's characterized by repetitive and uncontrollable movements and it's caused by certain prescription mental health medications, and that's such as antidepressant or an antipsychotic. And man, it's brutal. It impacts about 1 in 4 people who take these certain prescription mental medications. I'm passionate about it. I'm a health advocate, and so while I don't have TD, I want to use my platform to bring awareness to it and understanding of tardive dyskinesia. As a matter of fact, a week ago, man, I had a great experience with a young lady who was living with TD, and her story was so powerful and inspiring. Man, she, and she shared with me how, little things in life were severely impacted. Like she loves to cook, loves to bake, loves spending time with her grandchildren, and all those things were really being taken away from her and in her day to day life. And so she really wanted to spread the word and make sure that people understood what was happening. And the biggest thing about her situation too was that it took her 2 years. Like she started experiencing a lot of the symptoms we talked about. Never had a chance to get the treatment or diagnosis to 2 years later. So she was pretty happy and thrilled that I'm trying to spread the word, and she wanted to send her love. So that's it, man. If you're experiencing that, or anybody you know and love are experiencing those symptoms, please go to otherkey.com or go to your healthcare provider.
Very good. Just looking at your career, I think a lot of people don't know because they just know you as a dog that you started off at Long Beach State. And had they not dropped football, do you think you just would have stayed there?
I think so. Yeah, there was no reason. Now, there was no reason for me to leave. But you have to look at who my coach was at the time too.
George Allen.
My coach was George Allen. Yeah, he was a Pro Football Hall of Fame coach, and I learned a lot from him. And he actually kind of gave us a peek into what being a pro was like. And I remember going to practice. He changed all the jersey numbers. A lot of backs were wearing single digits, and he said, "Nope, you're gonna wear the backs had to wear 20s or 30s or maybe 40s." So he just had everything. It was ran like a pro program. Although we didn't have pro talent, but we had everything else. And so it kind of gave me a look into that. And it really was the first time in my life that I had even connected the dots between me playing football and possibly playing on the next level because of George Allen. That was that was the hope and kind of the inspiration he gave me when I was playing for him.
It's funny because when I was a kid, the Niners used a first-round pick on this big-ass crazy linebacker named Dan Buns, and he was Long Beach State. Is there any Dan Buns statues down there, or not at all?
I've never heard of Dan Buns, but now I'm
Super Bowl winner, man.
But I'm saying he was at Long Beach State. I mean, what did he do at Long Beach State? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, I don't know. He was a first-round pick.
You don't know. He was a first-round pick out of Long Beach State?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What year was that?
I want to say that was, you know what? I'm going to look it up right quick. Dan Bunz, it's Bunz. Let's see. He's 10 years older than me. He was a first-round pick in 1978.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. Yeah, that was way before I got there.
Okay. Wait, I just wondered if he was legendary, or you're like, nah, like they didn't name that that glass pyramid after him or anything.
They did not. Unfortunately, Dan Bunz, his name does not live in.
Now, I also remember being because I'm an Oakland guy, being at the Coliseum when you were running wild, and I was like, I don't know if I remember that dude in college, because you were not like, I remember Garrison Hearst, but like when you came in, that's why. Was it the thing that people thought you were injury prone, or how come you dropped in the draft and you had to like prove yourself all over again?
Yeah. When I was backing Garrison up, I had a really good year. It was kind of an easy seat to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because there wasn't a lot expected of me. Garrison was the man. I come in the game, give me a run here, run there. If we're beating a team or blowing them out, I'll come in and just get trash time, but have really good stats. And that was a great role for me. And then Garrison got drafted and left, and then I became the guy. And that's where it got complicated because I wasn't ready for what I was stepping into. The role of being the starting back for the University of Georgia, the expectations that were there,
The next Herschel
the pressure that
Walker.
was there. Exactly. They were naming me. I mean, I remember this vividly. It was the summertime, and you know how they have these Avalon magazines and these
Oh, yeah.
preseason college magazines. I am on the cover of a lot of these magazines in the SEC and that in the Southeast. And so when you go to the newsstand, it's like the next big thing, and I'm like, oh man. So I just wasn't ready for it, and not that I sabotaged myself into that, but I wasn't playing with any confidence. I really wasn't. I wasn't ready for what I saw in that conference, and being a leader. I wasn't mature enough to understand what that was all about, and it eventually almost got me, really kicked out of football. I'd almost really let football go because I lost my starting position. I got hurt, and then Hines Ward was a freshman at the time. He comes in, and he's playing really well. He's a freshman.
Wow.
Well, when I come back from injury, my position is gone. I'm a senior at that time. Hines is starting running back, so they put me at fullback. And so I'm blocking and doing all other stuff. But I realized at that point that I was going to try to be the best blocking back, the best football player I could be, because I only had, I think it was like 3 more games. Man, really at the end of those 3 games, life was, football was going to be gone forever, in my opinion, because I, wasn't a highly highly touted back. And so I just gave everything I had, man, and I think subsequently the week Hines only got hurt, but they ended up putting me back at halfback the last 2 games of the year, and I had the 2 best college games I had ever had in my career. Played Auburn. I had 140 yards, and I had about 50 yards receiving, and then we played Georgia Tech, and I had another big game. And I think those 2 games at the end of my career caught the attention of some scouts and caught the attention of the. They used to have a game back in the day called the Blue Gray Game, All-Star Game.
It's a Christmas Day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in Montgomery, Alabama, and went to that, and just had a real good week, and caught the eye of some scouts again and some coaches, and then draft day comes around, the Broncos select me in the 6th round, and I was a little shocked. I didn't expect the Broncos to draft me because I had at that point I had never talked to the Broncos. I had never seen them at my pro day or any workout. So to see them draft me was a little shocking, but it all worked out, I guess.
It's interesting, the parallels. The most talented football player I ever saw in my life was Marcus Allen. He could throw a dime 60 yards. He could block. He could tackle. And obviously, he could run. And he went to Abraham Lincoln High School like you did. And when he got to USC, they said, you have to play fullback and block for Charles White. Then we'll let you play tailback. I mean, did you ever think about the similarities there?
Yeah, Marcus and I, we talk a lot about that. And Marcus makes the claim that we're probably the only 2 guys that are in the Hall of Fame, but didn't play high school in the position that we became Hall of Famers in. And so he didn't play running back. I didn't play running back in high school. I was a nose guard in high school, and I also played fullback.
Didn't you kick? Did you kick?
Oh, I was good, man. A nose guard? Oh man, I mean, you take Warren Sapp, you take John Randall, you take Vita Vea, you take any of them guys, you combine them. That's who I was. I just wasn't big enough.
You weren't Vince Wilfork, huh?
No, but I enjoyed that position. And then, every position you play, it teaches you something, and it just as a running back, I just remember just knowing how defensive linemen think, understanding the gap schemes and what they run, and and so I don't know. I just kind of took all that when I eventually started playing running back again, and using all that to try to better serve me as a running back. And I think it did, because I played everything in high school, or Pop Warner. I played most positions. I never played true quarterback. I played running quarterback. I never threw the ball. and I never played like true wide receiver.
But
But
you
every other position,
you took all those positions to Canton and the Hall of Famer. We got to run Terrell Davis. Go to theothertd.com. Once again, theothertd.com. This is on behalf of Teva Pharmaceuticals. It's important stuff. And hey, Terrell, love talking ball with you, man. Appreciate it. Let's do it again sometime.
Rick, sounds like a plan, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you. And again, go to theothertd.com.
All right, there it is. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We will come on back on Sports 5.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. 800-690-8223. That's 800-690-8223.
I am an American veteran. I'm proud to have served this country. Helping veterans is something all Americans can participate in, and it's as simple as donating an old car that you have sitting around. When you call the Veteran Car Donation Program, they'll explain how their program works, and then arrange a time they can come and pick up your vehicle for free. Running or not, it doesn't matter. They take cars, trucks, motorcycles, or vans. As a veteran, show your support by donating your car and get a tax deduction in the process. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program right now. They'll come and pick your car up for free, and you'll get a tax deduction in the process. Call the number we're about to give you right now. Thank you, and God bless America.
800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. 800-887-1097. That's 800-887-1097. Proceeds support Heroes on the Water.
I'm holding in my hand the American Silver Eagle dollar. It's a beautiful piece of American history, and it's 1 ounce of silver. Originally minted in 1986, these coins are a beautiful classic piece of American history, and they're a great investment you should add to your portfolio. The beauty of silver is that however much you have available to invest, silver is affordable and easy to acquire, with one coin costing around $30. So, if you choose to invest a few thousand in silver, you can get quite a bit for your money, and you'll have a tangible asset that you can hold, one you can be proud to own. Claim your piece of American history with American Silver Eagle dollars. Call the Silver Hotline right now.
800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. 800-620-1624. That's 800-620-1624.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40! You take them all, man. And put them in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads roll.
Don't ask Rick Tittle to bring it, because it already done got brought.
All right, thank you for that. You know what's interesting to me anyway, and we're getting ready to go to our third hour here, is that over the years, being a sports fan, I interview people that play for teams I hate, or I give them a bad impression of them. I'm like, and then conversely, there's some people I look really forward to interviewing, and they're duds. Sounds great, Greg. Sounds great, Greg. That was really good with Terrell Davis. That was good. He seems like a good guy, and I remember, like, as a kid, I just despised Rocky Blyer. I hated him so much on the Steelers. And I was a little kid. I just hated the Steelers. I hated Franco Harris. Thought they were all wimps and they ran out of bounds. And then Robert Ulrich, who was on SWAT, he played Rocky Blyer in the Rocky Blyer story. It was the movie of the week. Back then, the whole country watched it. This is like 1977 or 78. It showed Rocky Blyer fighting in Vietnam and getting some grenade shrapnel in his leg, but then he ended up going to Penn State or whatever and playing for the Steelers. And I thought, screw this guy. Super Bowl 50, Radio Row, he comes over, he's super little. Comes over, he's all dressed up, big smile. Couldn't have been more charming. Just a fantastic guy. And so that's why I'm like, I can't, you just have to judge people on how they treat you and not what team they play for. Now, on the other hand, some very rare times you think a guy is an a-hole, and he is. And that was, for me, Carl Peterson, who was the GM of the Chiefs forever. And he openly hated the Raiders, openly. And then I talked about it. And so we traded some barbs. It didn't get nasty, but it was on the verge of getting nasty. So, yeah, he's exactly what I thought he was. An a-hole. Well, you know what? He probably thinks I'm an a-hole too. He doesn't even remember me anyway, but it's fine. We have another hour to go at 1-800-878-PLAY. Come on back.
This is an all sports news sports update.
I'm Brendan Cafferty. Every sports fan has disagreed with an official's call. It's part of the excitement, and sometimes the frustration that comes with competition. But today's officials face challenges unlike anything previous generations experienced. The speed of modern sports has increased dramatically. Athletes are faster, stronger, and more skilled, leaving officials with only fractions of a second to make decisions that can influence the outcome of a game. At the same time, millions of viewers often watch those same plays from multiple camera angles, creating expectations that every call should be perfect. Technology has helped improve officiating in many sports. Instant replay, goal line technology, electronic line calling, and video review systems provide officials with additional tools to evaluate critical plays. Even so, the responsibility for managing the game, enforcing the rules, and maintaining fairness still rests with the officiating crew. Officials also spend far more time preparing than many fans realize. They attend rules meetings, review game film, participate in physical conditioning, and study changes to league policies throughout the year. Like athletes and coaches, officials constantly work to improve their performance. One growing concern across youth and amateur sports is recruiting the next generation of officials. Many organizations report declining participation, as increasing criticism and difficult working environments discourage new people from entering the profession. Athletic associations continue developing training programs while encouraging greater respect for the officials at every level of competition. Whether fans agree with every call or not, sports simply cannot exist without trained officials committed to applying the rules fairly and consistently. In other sports, Youth sports continue evolving as organizations place greater emphasis on long-term athlete development rather than year-round competition. Many coaches now encourage young athletes to participate in multiple sports, helping them develop a broader range of skills while reducing the risk of overuse, injuries, and burnout. Sports medicine specialists also continue emphasizing proper rest, recovery, and age appropriate training as important parts of athletic development. As youth sports continue growing, parents, coaches, and organizations increasingly share the goal of creating positive experiences that help young athletes enjoy competition while developing both athletic and life skills. For All Sports News, I'm Brendan Cafferty.
Have you been daydreaming about losing weight for years? Do you just yo-yo back and forth? At Innovative Wellness Center, we have a holistic weight loss program that allows you to lose up to 20 pounds in 30 days. People are losing weight like crazy and keeping it off. It can be done from anywhere in the United States. Go to our website at www.innovativewellness.center and schedule your complimentary consultation today.
If you're losing calls, missing leads, or spending too much time chasing customers, this message is for you. Create Assistance helps businesses answer every call, text, and message 24/7 using AI employees without hiring more staff. We handle bookings, follow-ups, reminders, and customer communication all inside one simple system built for small businesses. Stop losing opportunities after hours. Visit createassistance.ai and book a quick call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Getting together with friends to watch the game? Then you'll need American Premium Vodka. Handcrafted and pure, this is the one thing all Americans can agree on. Founder Mark Gus Scott shows the finest natural elements America has to offer, and you'll taste how great it is to be an American. Now available at Bevmo, GoPuff, Hy-Vee, and Fairway stores. American Premium Vodka. This is the America we need right now. Go to AmericanPremiumVodka.com. Celebrate responsibly.
Quick question. How many calls, texts, or messages does your business miss every week? Nights, weekends, busy days. That's lost money. Create Assistance helps businesses fix that problem using AI employees that answer calls, respond to texts, book appointments, and follow up with leads 24/7 automatically. No extra staff, no complicated software. Everything runs inside one simple command center that replaces scattered tools, missed follow-ups, and manual busy work. Whether you're a service business, office, or multi-location company, Create Assistance keeps your business responsive, organized, and running even when you're off the clock. Stop letting leads slip through the cracks. Visit createassistance.ai to book a free call, or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Rick Tittle knows his sports.
I hate that guy.
I love that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Rick Tittle brings home the bacon, fries it up in a pan, and then he eats it.
Ricky T in the hizzle for shizzle, biznatch.
Thank you for that. Welcome back to the show. Hour 3 underway. JD Sharp scheduled to appear. I think it's interesting the way people feel they're entitled to some things in our news cycle now. We heard that Kyle Shanahan got into a car accident in Palo Alto and that he got a concussion, and reports are he nearly lost an eye. He had to have like 40 stitches in his face, and I guess there was a young lady driving, a young woman. Sorry, I said lady once and got in trouble. Young woman driving the other car. Someone may or may not have been on the cell phone, whatever. I know Chris Sims, who's a friend of his from their UT days, he was saying, oh, his wife, Mandy, was texting me. He's been in an accident. She sent me pictures. And so, Chris Sims was sharing that. And should we know that the 49ers head coach got into a car accident and that's why he's not at practice? Yes, we should know that. And that's it. Who cares? Why are you interested is what I want to know. Like, if I heard the head coach of the Raiders, Kubiak, was in a car crash, I'd be like, oh no, is he okay? Is the other person okay? Everyone all right? He'll be back in a couple weeks. Okay. And then I think of gum. I want pictures, and I want them now. Someone get into that hospital. Where are the stitches? What does he look like? I know someone who told me Kyle Shanahan is hot. I said, is it because he's in charge? She's like, no, he's hot. Well, you still think he's hot? It doesn't matter. He's going to be okay. And we'll see if it's gruesome or not. That's for him to deal with. I'm sorry it happened to him, but it's like when Tiger Woods cheated on his wife and people said, he let me down. He let you down? Were you on the altar taking the vows with him? He let his family down, let his wife down, let himself down, let his parents down. He didn't let down anyone in the media. So I just want to know, why are people curious to see pictures of Kyle? It doesn't matter. He'll be back. He'll be coaching. He'll get over the concussion, and everything will be fine. I hope. Okay. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back.
With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Call us to get your Care Watch right now.
800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. 800-853-8931. That's 800-853-8931.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled Katy.org. Team up with them today.
Let's be honest. Most businesses don't struggle because demand is low. They struggle because their back end can't handle growth. Leads come in, but follow-up is slow. Calls get missed. Appointments don't get confirmed. And everything lives in different places. So even when marketing works, revenue doesn't scale. That's a systems problem. Create Assistance fixes this by building a done-for-you CRM and automation system that captures every lead, follows up automatically, confirms appointments, and keeps everything organized in one place. And only after that foundation is built, AI voice and chat employees get added on. If your business feels chaotic behind the scenes, it's time to fix the back end. Visit createassistance.ai and book your call today. Or you can call or text 515-500-2224. Again, that's 515-500-2224. We look forward to hearing from you.
Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle is a genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful, genius, the best show ever. He's so wonderful. Titillating Sports with Rick Tittle. Rick Tittle he's so handsome. He's a genius.
I am so excited to be back on the Rick Tittle Show.
All right. Thank you for that. If we find JD Sharp, we'll throw him on the air. Lines are available. Feel free to call in your sporting question, comment, concern, 1-800-878-PLAY. Big news in soccer today, and we're getting the responses from people. And that is Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, is planning to sell stakes in the World Cup to private investors under a scheme that would earn tens of millions of dollars, and that he has been discussing it with Trump and Jared Kushner. Well, this is from the writer Henry Winter, who I've followed for many years. He said, the World Cup is not FIFA's to sell. Outside investors should be nowhere near the greatest sporting prize on earth. Outside investors should be nowhere near a governing body, even a subsidiary of FIFA. The optics are terrible. The threat of interference is obvious. There was enough political interference in the sport at the World Cup over suspending Folarin Balogun's suspension, damaging the integrity of the game. There was commercial interference, sponsored hydration breaks, damaged the flow of the game. FIFA insists that the billions raised by outside investors will help smaller national associations in the story first reported by the Financial Times. That coincidentally should guarantee Gianni Infantino votes to continue as FIFA president next March. FIFA also insists that these outside investors' involvement in FIFA forward enterprise, in quotes, will not interfere with the democratic process of FIFA. But who are these private investors? What are their motives? Ego, influence, alarm bells should be ringing throughout world football about this deeply dangerous development. So the way it looks now is under Infantino's scheme that they will raise capital of $4.2 billion through Jared Kushner's Thrive Capital. And it's just amazing, these inside jobs. And you wonder when Trump picks up the phone and makes a call and these peace prizes and all this other stuff. FIFA says that this will send over $10 billion to developing countries. How? FIFA said that they will retain sole control over the exclusive authority of football governance and competitions, match calendar, and all regulatory and sporting decisions. They also want to establish something called the FFFP, FP Santangelo, the FIFA Fast Forward program. Under this plan, all 211 member associations will be given the opportunity to have a one-time payment of $20 million US. JP Morgan are also working on this partnership. Now, UEFA says they will not support any of this. UEFA is the European governing body of FIFA, the most important of their members. They say, none of us are the owners of football. It is not FIFA's to sell. Or is it? FIFA is a registered non-profit association under Swiss law. So that means the 211 members, and remember, there's more members there than the UN. The Faroe Islands, which is a Danish protectorate, they are a member of FIFA. The most obvious one are England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales, which are not countries, but under FIFA they are. So right now, with the ink barely dry on people getting checks for the World Cup that we just concluded, it's already in these advanced discussions to sell stakes to private investors. And as I mentioned, the top two are Jared Kushner's Thrive Capital and JP Morgan. And UEFA is super pissed and panicked. But the legal vehicle at the center of all this is FIFA Forward Enterprise, FFE. That's a FIFA-owned company that would consolidate all of the FIFA-owned properties, the commercial rights, broadcasting rights, sponsorship, ticketing, licensing, and what they call the, quote, operational delivery of FIFA tournaments into one single entity. So, based how on things are proposed, FIFA would retain majority control and exclusive authority over governments, competitions, match calendar, all regulatory and sporting decisions. Then the private investors would have a non-controlling stake in the subsidiary, not in FIFA. So they say FIFA could deliver the proposal and then get $10 billion in football funding, I should say. So the legal position under Swiss association law, FIFA has very broad autonomy on how it manages, commercializes these assets. And I was talking about how Michelob Ultra played $100 million. $100 million. But every commercial was Michelob Ultra with Billy Bob Thornton and Beckham and Messi and Pulisic, what have you. FIFA is going to then create, as I mentioned, this commercial subsidiary and send it to private investors. It's kind of like what I was talking about private equity firms in the SEC earlier. So, this report, quote, placing some of that commercial activity into a valued vehicle and inviting outside capital is structurally an extension of what FIFA already does, not a departure from it. End quote. Aha. So the proposal would require approval from the FIFA Council. But as I mentioned, let's say you're Vanuatu. Vanuatu is a Pacific island who's a member of FIFA. They are an autonomous state in FIFA. What if you said, we'll give you $20 million if you vote yes, because that's what everybody gets? What's Vanuatu going to say? Well, I'm worried about the Michelob Ultra money going to Jared Kushner. What if, American Samoa, I used to call it Samoa until I was taught better. What if America Samoa decides that they want, and they have a vote? Why wouldn't they want 20 million? So this is why there are no legal constraints, because it is what we call here a 501c3 nonprofit. In Swiss law, there's no corporate law that can touch it. So UEFA is not objecting to the legality of this. They're just objecting that once private capital is let beyond the the gates of the castle, then where is objectivity going to go? I mean, private investors, why do they invest? They want returns. They want money. They want pressure. They want more matches. They want an expanded calendar. They want the World Cup every 2 years, every year. Boy, a World Cup every year, that'd bring in a lot of money. Why are we waiting 4 years for this? So, in other words, this is legally permissible under Swiss law. And they know that. And they know they can get away with it. But this is also Trump. Everything he touches, he poisons. This is Trump and his son-in-law getting involved, and Gianni Infantino, once again, the courtesan to Le Roi Soleil in Versailles. Your Highness, you look beautiful in that outfit today. I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Sportsman.
Sometimes life changes, and the house you once loved becomes a burden. Too many repairs, too many memories, too much to handle on your own. If you'd like to sell your home fast, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline. We can help you sell your home as is, no cleaning, no showings, and there are absolutely no hidden fees or real estate commissions. We'll pay you a fair price for your home in cash. Whether you're downsizing, handling an estate, or just ready for peace of mind, call us. We'll help you walk away from your problem property in no time at all and get you the cash in your bank account with little hassles. If you'd like to sell your home fast, as is, we can help at the Home Buyers Hotline.
Call Want to Sell Your Home now for a free quote to sell your home in any condition. Call 800-950-3143. 800-950-3143. That's 800-950-3143.
This important consumer alert is from the Credit Repair Hotline, a national service designed to help people improve their credit scores. Are you paying high interest rates because of your credit rating? Wouldn't you like to be able to qualify for a better car loan or mortgage rate? Would lower monthly payments give you more financial flexibility? If you're finally ready to fix your credit problem, you need to call today and get a free consultation from the Credit Repair Hotline. In one fast and easy call, we can pull your credit rating and show you real solutions how to improve your credit. And again, this is part of a 100% free consultation. Learn how you can save money on everyday purchases by having a better credit rating. And it all starts with this free phone call right now.
800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. 800-413-6214. That's 800-413-6214.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract. Even if the panels are already installed, our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. 800-826-4073. That's 800-826-4073.
I honestly just got the chills as you described it again for me.
You must be crazy. Use a DOG. And if you was my man, I would have been kicked you out of my house by now. This is what had happened.
All right, thank you for that, and welcome back to the show. Rick Tittle with you, coast to coast, around the world on American Forces Radio Network. JD Sharp joins us right now from Pro Wagering, professional handicapper and prognosticator. I always like to get his thoughts as he takes a very deep dive, not just into the stats, but a lot of things we don't even think of before we're going to place our money on a sporting bet. JD, the trade deadline is approaching, and I'm just going to throw some more rumors at you. And for some reason, and I didn't like it when the A's did it, but they were rumored to trade Mason Miller, and they did. I like Leo DeVries, but he hasn't played an inning in the big leagues yet. But that the Padres are shopping Mason Miller. This is a guy who's had 27 save opportunities and has not blown any of them. His ERA is under 1. He has 80 strikeouts in 43 2/3, but they want 2 starters back for him. When you have the best closer in baseball and locked up for a few years, why would you shop him?
Well, not only that, but he's only 27 years old. Rick, it's not like he's an old guy by any stretch of the imagination. Let me take a look at, and I wasn't even aware of that. That is just insane to me.
Now, as far as Leo DeGrease goes, he's only 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They traded him when I think he was 17, is what he was at that point. So, yeah, I wouldn't put too much into that one. I mean, they have Jason Adams, Moran. Okay, fine, but do they need starters? Yes, absolutely. They've got a bunch of old guys and Michael King right now. Sears is okay, but like Hanning, Giolito, Bueller, just kind of a bunch of has-beens. They don't really have a lot. So I can see them making this move. I can. I think it's a stupid move. I would much rather trade one of my position guys. Like you've got Rengifo is sitting on your bench. Gavin Sheets he's like Cronenworth. I mean, you've got some talent there that you can do something with. Obviously, you got Salas coming up at catcher. You trade him, probably get something for him. But yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing here. I really hope that the Padres don't trade Mason Miller. Who's inquiring about him anyways? Who are the teams that are? I mean, like the Nationals, I think would make sense for Mason Miller. That'd be amazing if he went to the Nationals or something like that because they're bullpen.
Let me interrupt you because the other rumor is, and you're going to hate this even more, that they're shopping C.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I heard that they're looking to trade him to the Yankees for Anthony Volpe and George Lombard Jr.
What a joke!
I mean, I really hope they don't do that. Again, I get another thing. I would just make baseball like this Nationals team is fun to watch. They steal bases, they score runs, they don't pitch very well, so there's constant movement. They lead Major League Baseball in runs, home runs, and stolen bases. They're like the fifth worst pitching pretty much in every single category. Yeah, please do not trade C.J. Abrams. They probably just want to trade Mason Miller. They can get two. I don't know who they would even get. What are they? Think the Mariners? I mean, who else? Who really has starters? Who really has starters that can justify a trade like this? The Dodgers do. The Dodgers could trade Robleski, and they could trade one of their guys. They could trade Sasaki and Robleski. I guess that could be a trade maybe for Mason Miller. But they already have like 5 other closers. So what are they doing? They're going to get Edwin Diaz as part of the deal too. Are they going to get Blake Trinan as part of the deal too? They're going to get Kirby Yates, who they already had as part of the deal. Like who else? What other team in baseball has the issue at closer number one, but then also has the starting pitchers that can be justified. So the Yankees don't need Mason Miller. They have the best bullpen in baseball already. So I don't know. It doesn't. The Red Sox, same thing. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I don't know who is going to trade for him right now, except maybe the Nationals. And the Nationals have made a habit of taking advantage of the Padres. That would make sense. Mason Miller to the Nationals. Foster Griffin? Is that who they're getting? They're giving up Foster Griffin and Eli Willis. Probably not even. Maybe Jarlin Susana, one of their guys coming up in the top 100. I don't know. I could see that because they definitely need the help for sure. They definitely need, and they have some pitchers, maybe Cavalli and Griffin. But then they have no starters, so like they don't really have the starting pitching to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure who has what they're looking for, which is 2 starters, who also is in the hunt to win it all, and like the Mariners. But then the Mariners already have Nunez, and he's got like a 1.7 ERA or like a 2.1 ERA. So like, what's Mason Miller going to add to them that they're not going to lose? They could trade Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo, right? They could do that and probably be okay and pick up Mason Miller. Okay, that might make some sense if they could get that done. But like, that's really all I see.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Padres and Nats because they traded for Trey Turner before he even made the bigs and then got all those good years out of him. But this is my favorite rumor right now. You mentioned Boston.
Yeah.
Trevor Story, Chang on the AL. Andrew Monasterio is holding it down. He's hitting 250. He's not a disaster. But the rumor is the Red Sox getting Francisco Lindor. Do you think Cohen would go for that?
Yeah, probably. Lindor had a big game yesterday. I'm still of the opinion that the Mets aren't out of it yet. I know that they're 20 games under 500, but we've seen crazier things happen. We've seen crazier things happen in baseball. I just don't believe, especially with Soto being out, but all their guys are back. They're now starting to hit a little bit. I don't know. Obviously, I think that they would probably do that trade, and I think they would trade him to the Red Sox for whatever the Red Sox are offering. I don't know what that is. Maybe Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony. They got a couple of prospects that are coming up too. I don't know what that'll be. But yeah, I still think the Mets have a chance. Like, I think they're going to win today against the Braves. I'm not going to take it, but I like Christian Scott. He's pitched really well. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball the last month and a half. No one's talking about him. But I think they have quite a bit of talent offensively and defensively.
Well, let me
being overlooked.
Let me throw this at you, because the other thing is that the Mets, who of course went out to get Freddie Peralta, who was awesome last year, so far he has 9 losses with a 5 ERA, and they're looking to move Peralta.
Now that makes sense. Moving Peralta, that makes sense. I think but that's not like a Mason Miller situation, right? Like, you would be kind of crazy would be if the Mariners gave up Castillo and Bryce Miller to get Mason Miller, and then they shot Nunez to somebody else, and then they plugged in Miller. They got whatever position they need with Nunez, and they still have Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan coming up. They have the top 2 pitching prospects coming up, and they're just blowing up AAA and AA, respectively, right now. That would be interesting if the Mariners traded 2 starters to the Padres to get Mason Miller, and then shopped some of their downline bullpen and got some more talent offensively. I could see that happening, because they made moves with Josh Naylor. They made moves with Eugenio Suarez last year. I could see that happening. But besides that, I think the Mariners are the only team outside of the Dodgers. And who wants them? I mean, imagine if the Dodgers get Mason Miller and Tarek Skubal. I mean, come on. That would be the most ridiculous thing in the history of not just baseball, professional athletics. Like, that's like the All Madden 99 team back in the old video games. Mm-hmm. Just nonsense. So, but yeah, I that would be cool. I think if Miller's really going to get traded, it'll be to the Mariners or the Nationals. That's my guess.
All right, I just have a minute. Both Chicago teams are rumored for Reed Detmers, who's with the Angels. He's a left-handed starter. He's got 2 more years of team control. He was unhittable for a couple of months, and his last 2 starts, his ERA is about 7.5. So that all equals out to a 3-7 record with the worst team in the West, an ERA of 4.05. Now, if you pick up a guy with a 4.05 ERA, you figure that he'll be like a 4th or a 5th starter. But I guess there we are for some teams. They're looking for rotational depth, I guess.
Yeah, Reed Detmers is one of the hardest pitchers to handicap. I almost never, ever bet on him or any game that he's involved in, because he's just so hyper inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And it's not even like he's better in the day, or he's better on the road, or he's better with this catcher, or he's worse against these teams. It's like he just wakes up and he takes 5 shots of whiskey, and then he goes to work and he pitches a gem, or he wakes up and he drinks too much water and he loses. I have no idea. It's the type of handicap that I can't even explain, right? So I'm a very, very strong. I'm probably one of the strongest handicappers. By the way, Rick, my record in Major League Baseball, the last 75 games, is 60-15, and that's not a joke.
Oh, shut up.
80%. I am not kidding.
Wow.
I am not kidding. I am dead serious.
Wow.
So I've just been destroying this Major League Baseball season. Not only that, I do these personal futures, right? I have a future. I have Junior Caminero at plus 900 MVP. Pete Crow Armstrong at plus 4,200 MVP. Mizorowski plus 160 Cy Young. And it's a $40 bet. Upside's like $40,000, and they're already offering me a $2,500 cash out.
Wow!
So I've got a bunch of these futures too. They're just doing. It's just been a very, very strong baseball season for me. But yeah, so it's I really hope baseball happens next year.
All right, well there he is, JD Sharp, batting over 800. Email him sharp@betmypicks.com. Good stuff, man. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rick.
All right, I'm Rick Tittle. Come on back on Byline, everybody.
This
summer, the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich and pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. 800-364-2984. That's 800-364-2984.
Everyone likes a success story. All In Lid Company was started by two young entrepreneurs who wanted to build a premium hat brand around quality products and an inspiring mindset. That mindset, All In Lid, isn't about what you wear, it's about how you think. Believe in yourself. This brand was created to inspire people to go all in on themselves, to chase the goals that matter to them, to bet on their vision, their work ethic, and their belief, even when the outcome feels uncertain. Founded at Florida State University in Tallahassee, the message quickly resonated with students who believed in the mentality behind it. Today, All In Lid represents more than premium headwear. It represents commitment, confidence, and ownership, a reminder to stop playing small and show up fuller for your goals. Their mission is simple: to inspire as many people as possible to go all in on themselves and their next chapter. allinlid.com.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If we're handing out insults for being fat, let's have a go at him. Look at him. Why? And he's got glasses. Let's call 4 eyes as well. Why don't we call him Fatty Fatty Toad Boy? 1, 2, 3, 4. See that Eddie's on the edge, big and skinny, not tonight. See that Eddie's on his step, ooh, I'm feeling it.
Don't be getting your granny panties all in a bunch. We got Rick Tittle up in here.
Thanks for that, and welcome back to the show. We have open lines if you'd like to get in. Get yourself in, girl. 1-800-878-PLAY. Oh, I'm not done with Infantino, the little infant. The BBC got a hold of a letter that he sent to the president of Argentina, a bizarre 886-word letter. Somebody had to count it, which just glossed over any controversy or anything bad about the World Cup. And did he go to 44 matches in 39 days in a private jet? I don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to complain about the carbon footprint. It was a one-time thing. What, every 4 years? I'm okay with it. Did we see the president of one of the host nations say maybe this team shouldn't come because they might might not be good for their health, can't protect them. We did see that. Did we see a team that was supposed to be based here decide to go to Mexico instead? Yes. Did we see a Somali referee, Omar Artan, denied a visa? Did we see a U.S. striker have a red card rescinded or suspended? Did we see the Argentines holding up banners about the Falkland Islands, Las Malvinas son Argentinas? Did we have a scandal over the massively inflated ticket prices and the hydration breaks? Yes. But we also had an amazing World Cup, an amazing celebration. And I think for the most part, it showed America in a very good light, that we are, for the most part, very friendly, very welcoming, very understanding. And I think most Americans are frightfully aware that we are not Native Americans unless we are. And that if not us, our forefathers, foremothers came from other countries as well. But we do know that the final was marred by some horrific behavior by the Argentines. Now, you could say something bad about their tactics, which Messi certainly did after, and their red card. But of course, after the game is where it got really bad. But in this letter to the Argentine president, Argentina President Infantino addresses those who were, quote, so consumed by hate and criticism that they missed watching kids, babies, and grandparents, parents come together for the beautiful game, for the best show in the world. And then he said Trump did a great job because there were no incidents, zero hostility, zero violence, pure joy, emotions, happiness, unity, and togetherness, and that virtually all global celebrities from music, movie, entertainment, and sports attended. Well, I don't need celebrities to come, but I mean, he is right. Knock on wood, there wasn't any sort of, Munich Olympics horrific tragedy like that. As I say, knock on wood. But, whitewashing the, where the term whitewash comes from? It comes from when Henry VIII had the Reformation so he could get a divorce. And he said, go to every Catholic church and just paint them all white, cover up everything. That's where we get the term whitewash, but I digress. He said, Iran entered the United States without incident or conflict. Countries facing serious health issues or other challenges were granted visas. Some people were denied visas, but what about the millions overlooked who were all approved from all parts of the world? Because football unites the world, and this was demonstrated impressively this summer. He wrote to the president of Argentina, quote, your dissatisfaction with a few decisions made by the competent authorities is understandable, but please refer to public records. Such decisions are common in some of the most important leagues. Indeed, arguable referees' decisions or strange disciplinary rulings, such as, for instance, potentially mistaken red or yellow cards or subsequent decisions not to ban players in certain situations, are routine and widely accepted in some of the biggest leagues worldwide. It's curious that these same countries employing these practices are the ones criticizing. And by the way, they don't do that in other leagues. You can rescind a yellow card. I've never seen one suspended. Not until Cristiano Ronaldo, so he could play in the first 2 games of this World Cup. That's the only time I've seen it suspended, until Balogun. But yes, and I think that is an important thing, to rescind red cards that guys don't deserve, or girls, or men, or women, whatever, that they don't deserve. Because things can look really heinous. And look, referees are human, and they could be 45 yards away from the play, and they see what looks like a felony, battery attack, GBH. And then you look at the clip, oh, that person actually slipped, and then he wasn't swinging at him. He was just trying to keep his balance, whatever. But Infantino concludes, quote, to the pens and papers, to all the screens, may you find love and peace. where the people behind you couldn't. Wow. May you find peace. We at FIFA have found ours, and we deliver it by delivering the most outstanding FIFA World Cup. May football rise above all hate. First of all, when you when you talk about hate, you're talking about critics. No one who watches soccer hates soccer. That is such a wrong word. That's like kids today, hater. You're not a hater if you disagree with someone or you point out a slight or you point out an inconsistency. That doesn't make you hate soccer. No, it just means that you're being critical of something. Now, another thing I think is interesting. Apparently, this morning, Roberto Mancini has been named head coach of Italy, and he's a good choice. He was a good striker in his day, but there was a pretty quick. I mean, it was you go like this, and the whole thing happened and closed, and that is right after Italy missed out on their third World Cup in a row, despite being a recent European champion, despite winning multiple World Cups, a 12-year disaster. They decided they were going to take the greatest defender in history, Paolo Maldini, his coach, one-time coach of England. Paolo Maldini, pure class for Milan, would always play himself out of trouble, would never hoof it. They said, all right, you're now in charge. You do whatever you want. You find us a coach because we have to fix this. We have to fix it. And Maldini yesterday resigned. He was there for 2 weeks. This is his quote. Quote, one of my biggest mistakes was ever accepting the role in the first place. Italian football has fallen so far, and it's all because of the federation. When we were appointed, we drafted a 3-man shortlist to take over as manager of the national team. Pep Guardiola, first choice. Andrea Pirlo, second choice. Roberto Mancini, third choice. We negotiated well with Pep, and we reached an agreement with him. I didn't know he said yes. I do know he asked for $20 million. Think about that. Pochettino is one of the highest paid in the world at $4 million. Pep asked for 20, and Maldini said yes. And so Pep said yes. Wow. Maldini goes on, quote, however, when we informed the Federation about our agreement, they told us they couldn't afford to pay him and said we needed to find a cheaper option. All right. In the Italian FA's defense, the FAI, I can only imagine Maldini going, we got Guardiola, wow, for $20 million. What, are you out of your mind? Huh? What's wrong with you? What do you mean? You're joking, right? $20 million for the coach? We're not paying that. We can't afford that. Forget that. I do kind of understand that. But Maldini was told, look, fix Italian soccer. We got him. What's $20 million when you think about all the money we're going to get when he takes us to and maybe wins a World Cup? So if I'm a fan, it's like, just pay the money. Maldini did his job, but Maldini didn't quit then. He says, we then reached an agreement with Andrea Pirlo, by the way. You might recognize him. Long hair, short, big nose, but one of the best just engine rooms of all time. You park him in the middle of the pitch. He will pivot. He will pass. He will make through balls. He will put the teeth in. Just a legendary player for the Azzurri. He said, we then reached an agreement with Andrea, who we believed would have been a good choice to lead us back to the glory days since the Federation couldn't afford to pay Pep. But President Malago went against the appointment, using his association with a Russian brand as an excuse. You have a Russian sponsor, we can't have you. Maldini concludes, this is a sad day for Italian football because it has fallen lower than ever before, all due to the incompetence of the Federation. We will continue to remain a low-level football nation if Malago is still the Federation's president. That is the truth. I tried my best, but believe me when I tell you, we can't be saved again. So then Mancini walks in, and he's actually a pretty good appointment. He used to be the manager at Man City. He's been a manager of a couple other places. And as I said, he was a great striker back in the day. But you can only imagine, and I completely understand Maldini. Pep Guardiola said he was taking a year off like Jurgen Klopp, who just took the German job and threatened to quit at his press conference. You come after me or my family, I'm walking. You better not say a damn word. Can you imagine that? You got Pep Guardiola? No one gets him. No one. He's taking a year off. He said yes to $20 million because he also knows the Azzurri are a great team, at least in the trophy cabinet. And they're like, what are you, crazy? We're not paying a guy $20 million. All right, well, here's Pirlo. Well, he has a Russian sponsor, so we don't want. You know what? Why don't you take this job and shove it? Teste ragazzo, imbecille.
Not that I do, but then again, to give the mention, I did what I had to do, I saw it through, was nothing new, yeah.
It's more than a rebellion. When your teen is slipping into drugs or alcohol, when social media and pornography consume their time and their mind, when depression and even suicidal thoughts cast a shadow over your home, as a parent, you feel powerless. There is hope. At Turnabout Ranch, troubled teens step away from the chaos and into a clarity of nature on a working cattle ranch. Care for horses, learn responsibility, build trust, and rediscover purpose. It isn't theory, it's real work. Real therapy, real healing. Families from across the country have found transformation right here, just when they thought hope was gone. If your teen is struggling with addiction, harmful online behaviors, even weight management, call right now and get the help you all need.
800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. 800-219-2494. That's 800-219-2494.
Do you want to add a boost to your sex life this weekend? Do you want to make your partner and yourself happy? Then call our special hotline now. We'll sell you those little pills that work below the belt for less than $1 a pill and deliver your package in a few days, just in time for the weekend. Our pill delivers almost the same results as expensive pills for less than $1 a piece, and you don't need a prescription. And ask about their buy 3 get 3 free offer. What are you waiting for? Boost your sex life and have a great time now. Less than $1 a pill, discreet delivery in a few days, and a buy 3 get 3 free offer? Dial this number and save it now.
800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. 800-245-2751. That's 800-245-2751. Paid for by the Pharmacy Shop.
Do you have diabetes? I'm sure you've seen the television commercials on the new CGM devices from all the top brands and how well they can help you manage your diabetes. Do you have the latest and newest in diabetes technology? The Diabetes Solutions Center carries most of the top brands, and the great news is your insurance may cover most of the cost. Call our special CGM hotline today, and our friendly representatives will help see if you qualify. You could get a new CGM from the top brands at little or no cost to you. Make living with diabetes easier. You are just one free phone call away to learn if your insurance covers the cost. So make this free call today to the Diabetes Solutions Center and learn for free how to get your new continuous glucose monitor.
800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. 800-520-8629. That's 800-520-8629.
You think this is a humorous occasion? You are mistaken.
party on the dance, and ain't no job. It's line, it's all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. It's slide, slippity slide. Just forget about the troubles in your 9 to 5. Just sail on, that's what you do, just sail on. Now the dude's so funky, hey, what do you think? What is it called? It's called a lakeside stank.
Rick Tittle can usually be found at He Baby Mama House.
Oh, these kids today. I got to yell at a cloud and tell you to get off my lawn because the Chargers quarterback, former Oregon star Justin Herbert, has is now engaged to a singer named Madison Beer. And then there's a million pictures of him getting down on a knee and she taking the ring and she's showing the ring and blah, blah, blah. And I hate the Chargers, but I have nothing personally against Justin Herbert. I wish you all the best. That's great. And we know Josh Allen married Haley Steinfeld, who's a singer, actress as well, and good for them. And I have nothing to say about celebrities marrying celebrities, or maybe it's better off one is, one isn't. I don't know. The thing that I'll never understand is why you would put these pictures on the internet. And the reason is because that's where people live their lives now. And I'm sure Justin Herbert would probably be fine, but if you're Madison Beer, you need likes, you need clicks. It's good for her brand. I'm not saying it's just her. I'm just saying it's most of this generation. And your boyfriend, your fiance doesn't really love you unless he's going to have somebody record it and then you post it. Now, if you record it and you post it and you send it to, Aunt Donna in Boston and Uncle Charlie who moved to Paris and all your sorority sisters or whatever, if you want to do that, then that's great. Let people share in it. But why would you want 5,000? Now everyone's like, oh, Justin Herbert, that's the only time he's going to hold a ring. Why would you want all the freaks of the world? Why would you want them to look? I don't get it.